What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Picky Garage video. In front of me I have the 2025 BMW M2 in white with the silver wheels, red brake calipers. This car has been actually a lot of fun to drive. I've put about 400 or 500 miles on it at this point, but it's been a really fun car. Exciting, sharp handling, has the carbon fiber roof, really nice interior. There's this really cool like blue, red, and like a lighter blue. This actually lights up. There's stitching all around, Harman Kardon sound. Really thick steering wheel. That's one of my complaints about the car. The steering wheel is a little bit too thick for me, but it looks really cool with the stitching and everything. Here's the seats. Back seats are kind of tight. I don't even like sitting back there really, but it's kind of cool if you put this forward. Use this latch. The seat shifts forward, and when you put it back, it goes back down. The screen is really, really cool. I'll go ahead and get inside. Nice carbon fiber. I'll put the really nice screen. You have the M1, M2 buttons, which you can program in the different settings here. So you have engine, chassis, steering, brake, and then M traction control. And each of these will change the output of the engine, chassis, steering, or brake. My favorite configuration so far is having the brakes in sport and the engine in sport. That's what I've been mostly driving it in. Here at the display, you can change some of the displays to, have like a more race setup. So if you go to sport, the display changes. You hit the little M mode right here. And track, active track, you have even more changes where it blacks out the one side, and then you have the tire pressure and temperature. We'll go back to road. This whole infotainment system you kind of need like a degree in. There's just so much information. You have tire, engine information, weather information, about the vehicle, just pretty much anything that you could imagine you can change here. Different climate control, audio. The sound system isn't bad at all for M2. I know if someone's getting this vehicle, they're not really going to be listening to music, but for a long drive, the music or the sound system is fine. Everything is responsive. It's really cool how you can change like the direction of the AC on this thing. Here's the exhaust button, different setup configurations, auto on off. There's your traction control. This auto H allows you, when you come to a full stop, you can take your foot off of the brake and it will hold that for you. The exhaust, you can kind of hear the difference when you start it or when you put the exhaust mode on. I'll go out and you can kind of hear the car. It has a nice little rumble. It's not too loud. It's kind of subtle. I'll open the trunk so you can see the trunk space. Nice long, and wide trunk area, so you can fit suitcases. Fit 2 suitcases back there, 2 suitcases, and if you want to put a golf clubs, you can fit that in there too. There's the passenger side. Same thing when you pull the seat up like this. The seat goes forward. You push it back, it goes back. There is, a decent amount of room in the back. I'm 6'2", 6'3". I wouldn't want to sit back there. The carbon fiber is a nice touch. I'm trying to think what else. It's been a really fun car to drive. I do have to say that it is a stiffer ride. We went up to Sedona and the ride was really bouncy, as you'll see in some of the videos. that's pretty much it. The headlights are amazing, really bright. I'll do some driving videos for you guys so you can see how it drives. What else? I think pretty much my only, downfall about this car, the only thing that I don't quite like about it is the steering wheel. For one, it's just very thick. So I like a thinner steering wheel. That's one of my negatives. And the other negative is I'm not sure if I really like this front bumper. I think it needs like a longer front splitter. And I think that would really make the car come together nicely. Other than that, it's been a lot of fun. Super cool, quick little, ride. I definitely think I would get one if it came in a very vibrant color. I like orange a lot. I think I would consider it in the orange color. Wasn't really, sure how I would like this car, but I love the side profile. I love how small it is. It's very nimble. It shifts very fast. It's like I don't know if I would say artificial. I don't know the correct words I'm looking for in the sense of how it drives, but it's very snappy, I guess you can say. When you floor it, it's very responsive, pushes you back in the seat. You come off the gas, it, jerky in a sense. So fun, nimble to drive. I really like it. It's a great car if you're looking for something that's a daily driver that you can drive fast, or you're looking for something that is a weekend car. I think it checks both those boxes. So I'll go forward now to some driving videos and we'll go from there. Yeah, so we've definitely put a lot of miles on this M2 so far, and I have to say, the ride on uneven pavement is super bumpy, and I have this thing in the comfort setting, so efficient, comfort, and the ride is super bumpy. Once again, this steering wheel I absolutely hate with a passion. It's so thick. It's like holding 2 Coke cans. I don't have I don't have the biggest hands, but it's definitely way too thick for me. Also, I don't like Alcantara as a daily driver. If it's just a weekend car, not too bad. But we've been cruising here, headed up to Sedona, and it's got perfect pickup. The only thing that I can say is when you want to, let's say there's a car and you want to downshift and go, it's very jerky, I would say, more than I would kind of imagine. I know you can change here. You can change, oh my god, the jerk level of how much you want the shifts to kick. But the power delivery is very, I guess it's not smooth, so it makes it for I would say, more interesting ride. But definitely, let me put this stuff in this sport and see how it feels. Wow, yeah, it's a lot stiffer, that's for sure. And then the steering, definitely stiffer. Braking, they bite. But yeah, that's just one thing that I definitely noticed on this long drive, is that the drive is not the most comfortable. It's super nimble though. I do have to admit this thing is very nimble. I love the screen for the infotainment, even though you need a full master's degree to figure out how to operate all the stuff. You can change the variable of the traction controls. You can just change the, you know, different configurations for these M2 and M1 buttons. I honestly, I believe I would drive this thing in this configuration the whole time. So sport, comfort, engine in sport mode, chassis in comfort, steering in comfort, brake in comfort. That's just how I probably would drive it. So I would set M1 to that, and M2 probably to the full, oh my gosh, cojones. Now I don't know if I'm just, this road is that bad, or the car is that stiff. Like here's another bump, I'm probably just like, ugh, yeah. It just throws you all over the place. It kind of reminds me in a similar way to my GT350R, just as very stiff and rigid, but this feels more, it feels very artificial in a way. I know that it pumps like the music, but it definitely, you know, it's got some, you know, kick to it. I wouldn't say it's like blistering fast, but it's fun. I think it's, you know, good for daily use. You're not going to break any land speed records with it, but it's definitely quick and snappy. Like I said, when you first like mash it, the delivery is like very, you know, jerky, I would say. Maybe would you say jerky?
Yeah,
jerky.
It kind of goes or it doesn't.
Yeah,
like delivers or not. You
so
never really know.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep driving, enjoying the scenery, but I just wanted to give you a, you know, I think like 300-mile update on this M2. The biggest complaint I have is this coupe size steering wheel. I'm like, I end up holding it like here or like down here, as my hands are, I guess, hypersensitive to this Alcantara fabric, and just, it's just way too thick. Like the steering wheel is way too thick for me. Some people might like that. If you like a thick steering wheel, I mean, it looks awesome. The appearance, the stitching, this leather feels good. The carbon fiber looks kind of cool. You have all your buttons. The paddle shifters are really, you know, cool feedback. I like I think it's like magnetic. You know, I like the feedback and I like the sound. You know, the screens are awesome. Yeah, it's a fun car, really fun car. If I could only have one car, I don't necessarily know. I would pick this one. Probably would go with a M5 as it's more comfortable. I like the power delivery more. But for a car that you could just get in on the weekends and, you know, drive some canyon roads, that's like snappy and kind of fun, this definitely could check that box. I know if you're at the lower gears and you like floor it, you can get a little swirly, which is really fun. I kind of enjoyed that. But yeah, that's, you know, initial 300-mile impression on this M2 2025 M2. I've been driving the car for, I guess 4 days now, maybe 5 days, lost count. Around 600 to 700 miles on the M2. And I do have to say that after the one ride, I don't even know if I'll post it because it's very bumpy. It might be annoying to watch, but pretty much I drove this car to I pretty much drove this car to Sedona, and the roads here in Arizona are not good at all by any standard. So the ride was super bumpy, and I've kind of like was 2 hour and 40 minute drive. It was really getting the best of me. So on a smooth pavement, the ride is a lot better. And some other things that I've noticed is I like driving it and steering with sport or comfort, the braking in sport, because I have a plug-in hybrid at home, and the braking is very sensitive, which I kind of like that feedback. Another thing that I noticed is going from efficient to Sport Plus. Sport Plus really wakes this car up. You also get some shifter lights. It's, I guess, more race oriented, but you know, it definitely the car up like a lot. It's kind of crazy because it's such a small car, and this year for the 2025 it has 20 more horsepower than the previous 2024 year. So the feedback is kind of insane to me. The 2015 to 20, I believe 18 or 19 M3s were 440 horsepower, so this is more than that, smaller, you know, more nimble. I still do not like this steering wheel. If I bought this car, I would definitely get a different steering wheel, but I've come to really enjoy this car. It's super good feedback. The only thing that I would upgrade or wish that it had is the better speakers. I know in the M5s you can get the Bauer & Wilkins Diamond Series, which are my absolute favorite speakers that you can get in a car. They are in my Volvo S60, I think it's T8 Ultimate or whatever, but I absolutely love that sound system. That's the only thing that I think this car needs, as this sound system is more like bass heavy. Doesn't really, to me, have highs and lows, but the car is really fun to drive. I like all the carbon. It has the carbon package. I think that's $9,900. This Alcantara steering wheel is like another $600. There isn't a lot of options on the M2s, but this one has a lot of those, you know, options checked off. Yeah, pretty much it's a really fun car. The brakes are super bitey. The chassis, I can't do Sport Plus. It's just too much for me. But it's like, gets a little tail happy. It sounds super sick, and also you get if you just kind of gas it and let off the gas, it like does the little burbles, which I think is really cool. Not over exaggerated like some people get those burble tunes. I really don't like that. Also, if you just want to be in manual shifting only, you just have to push down on the thing. So if you're just all the way over and drive, the car will pretty much shift for you. In this Sport Plus mode, you go all the way to pretty much red line. So it's kind of nice, but I just like shifting myself. And to do that, once you're in drive, you just push on the shifter, and then you have, you know, the paddle shifters, or you can do up and down right here. But yeah, super fun car. I really am enjoying it. It's a lot better than my drive to Sedona, where the roads were just awful. If you live in an area where the roads are awful, I kind of probably would steer away from this in a sense, unless you know, really like a jolty drive. Also, with the steering in sport, you kind of have to hold on to it a lot better, because it'll the road will kind of take you in any which way. So make sure you hold on to the wheel.